Hi. Before we even get started, I want to share a personal story with you to really give you an idea of why I believe I am one of the best people to teach programs like this. About 6 years ago, I took a program with Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar. If you recall from my other programs, or I'm sure you have heard if you studied a little bit positive psychology, Tal Ben-Shahar is that famous Harvard professor who started the very first class on the subject of positive psychology at Harvard. All of a sudden, he had over 1,200 students showing up early in the morning to learn about happiness. He was shocked. Why? What is going on that people at Harvard supposed to be, the happiest people in the world, on the planet, as a students? Anyway, after taking that program with Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar, at the end of the program, one-year program, I wrote a little book, and I called it Habits and Happiness, and it was supposed to be just a little ebook. And when Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar read my work, he basically insisted that I continue working on this, publish a book, and keep going on and teach the seminars and so on. And you'll see Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar here in the picture. So I did. I published that book on habits and happiness. I did a lot of research on positive psychology and kept teaching programs like this for the past 6 years or so in a public as well as public settings as well as private settings, in-person workshops as well as online. I was presenting at the World Congress of Positive Psychology, and this is where you see me with Dr. Martin Seligman, who was presenting as well, and he was, as you know, we call him the father of positive psychology, and Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar. I also had a great pleasure to work with and get an opportunity to know Dr. Mihail Csikszentmihalyi, who was also, I would say, one of the fathers of positive psychology. And as you study a little bit more, you will learn why I say that. So while I was doing all of this, and while I was doing my own research, what I did is I practiced every tool in my own life to see if it works. If it worked for me, I put it in the book and I kept teaching it. If it didn't work for me, it's not in the book and I am not teaching it. Now, what does this really mean? Does it mean that all the tools I'm going to teach you will work perfectly for you? No, absolutely not. I don't actually know that. But I am hoping that few will really stick and work with you because they have been proven to work with thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. And it did work for me. But how did I really realize? How did I learn? How did I measure it? How did I know that some of these tools worked for me? Well, about 5 years ago, I went to my regular checkup to visit my Dr. Safdar, who you see here on the picture. And Dr. Safdar, what happened is in the past, I had some health issues. I had some pain in my foot. There was something going on with my heart. Yes, I was about 45 to 50 pounds heavier. But I really, had to go on a regular checkup, and doctor would, kind of always find something, and we were trying to adjust and improve my health. When Dr. Safdar basically, did his regular checkup and blood pressure and so on, he said, I don't really know what are you doing, but you are tremendously changed your blood result. You are just, look healthier. I don't hear nothing when I check your lung. Your heart results are better. What is going on? And I honestly didn't know. I didn't have an answer to him. I did say, hey, here's my book on habits and happiness. And he was very happy to read that. When I got home, I started thinking, what have I been doing differently? And I realized that my improvement of my health is actually directly linked with my newly acquired habits. And what I realized is that by changing my psychology, if you will, changing my psychology, I actually had changed even my physiology. And this is just one of the reasons I love to teach this, because I know how much I improved my health. But I also know how I become even more successful in many areas of my life, starting from relationships to work to quite frankly, increasing my income quite a bit, and to basically helping people change their life. I do this here in my Princeton office. This is just one room. It's my little studio. And then the next room is my coaching office, where I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching in a large conference room here in Princeton, New Jersey. So now that I shared my little story and why I believe that this program will truly help you as well, let's move on.